Hello and welcome to the Gallant Goblin. I'm Theo, and today I have a really exciting paid Kickstarter preview for you, but this video is a little bit different than our usual Kickstarter previews. There is a massive 5e project coming to Kickstarter in August from a company whose last Kickstarter made more than $1.5 million. But you can start enjoying this one right now for free. The project is called Tanares by Dragori Games, and it's based on the lore and world they created for their miniatures board game, Arena the Contest, and its expansion, Tanares Adventures, both of which proved to be extremely popular with an 8.9 and 9.5 rating on Board Game Geek respectively. This new project will bring the adventures into the RPG realm using 5e rules, and its scope is pretty ambitious. Today I'm going to give you an overview of what the Tanares project will give 5e game masters and players that's different from your typical D&D games, and really focus in on what's in the free sample packets that you can go download right now. And because pretty much all of us here at the Gallant Goblin love our minis here, we'll take a look at some of the minis Dragori has developed, including the free dragon mini you can get by being a day one backer of the upcoming Kickstarter. And I'm pretty sure this project is going to have a load of minis on offer. So do this. Pause me here in just a minute. Head down to the video description or the comments section and hit the link for the free sample package. Go ahead and download it, and we'll go through it together. The sample pack has an overview of the project, samples of 2 entirely new classes, 2 new subclasses, and a new race. Oh, not my dragon. A new race, all of which you can play right now. New spells for your wizard and cleric, and a pretty robust adventure that you can go through with your gaming group to see if this world and their new innovations in Tanares are things that resonate with you and your friends. So go ahead. Pause me, go click the link, download the sample, and come back and we'll talk more about it. Or, if you're not yet convinced, stay tuned and I'll tell you more. Okay, I'm gonna make a funny face for you to pause me on in 3, 2, 1. Okay, welcome back. The world and history Dragori Games created for Tanares is still high fantasy, but they've introduced really unique wrinkles and twists to things like dragons and heroes and adventuring parties that your stories are going to feel quite different than if you were exploring the Forgotten Realms, Eberron, Ravnica, or even Galarian. A few of the innovations Dragori Games are introducing include having the adventuring party itself be a character, for lack of a better term, that develops and levels up and gains new abilities of its own. They also provide the game master with rules on introducing time travel into their stories, which is a huge deal, and new rules for aerial combat. They have a new take on dragons that informs some of the new classes and abilities in the game. They make arena combat an integral part of the storytelling, and they give you a world in which the PCs can make a dramatic difference in how society progresses and how history unfolds, or unfolded. There is time travel after all. You can really tell that extra care was given to making the adventuring party feel important and impactful, and that's really awesome. And keep in mind that most everything in here, including the PvP system, the teams, aerial combat, the classes, monsters, races, NPCs, can all be dropped into your home games as well, no matter what setting you're in. They've been thoroughly play tested for ease of implementation and game balance. So let's start by touching on some of the highlights of the overview of Tanares' book, which is essentially a top 10 list of what Tanares brings to the table. This is a world in which war has been outlawed by the ruling empire. Groupings of more than 5 armed people are forbidden. But this isn't entirely for oppressive governmental purposes. In this world, legends hold, the gods descended to the surface in the form of dragons thousands of years ago after getting fed up with all the war and the bloodshed. They decreed that they would punish everyone involved in a war by decimating both sides with enormous natural disasters. And they followed through with their threats, destroying previous civilizations. Now it's theorized that these god avatar elemental dragons slumber in great catacombs across the world, one in each region, waiting for bloodshed to awaken them so that they might bring destruction once again. The existence of these dragons and the threat they pose drive much of the story here. Arena combat became a proxy for war and seems to be very fleshed out in the Tanares game, which shouldn't be too surprising from a company famous for their arena board game. The adventuring party will form a team with a capital T. The team will be named, will have a purpose, will develop over time, gaining new abilities, including a headquarters, and will have to choose a side in the politics of the world. So let's discuss the various factions of the world. I mentioned the Empire, oppressive as it might be, but its rules and structure have led to advancement and a prolonged period of peace that the world hasn't seen for a long, long time. But there's also an underground rebellion developing in the shadows. They call themselves the Whispers of Revolution. They want to take advantage of the dragon's presence to truly usher in an era of peace and freedom, free from oppression and free from violence. The Empire sees them as naive, but there's also a third side. A secretive organization known creatively as the Draconic Evolutionist Assembly of Tanarian Helpers, or Death for short, that wants to assassinate the sleeping dragon avatars to truly bring self-determination to the world. Many of the members of this organization are Dragonblades, one of the new classes in Tanares that we'll talk about shortly. I'll let you explore the rest of the document on your own, but hopefully this gives you a good overview of what the world is like and what your adventures might be. I will highlight one last thing mentioned in the overview document that seems pretty exciting. They're gonna be releasing an app to help you organize your Tanares campaign. You'll have a map of the main city with street and place names, real-time weather information, random location-based encounters, and the app will track changes in the world based on your party's actions. This to me seems really exciting, and I'm eager to see how they take advantage of it. So, let's move on to the player's guide, which is also included in the free sample, of course. It has our 2 new classes, 2 subclasses, the new race, and spells. Let's start with the Dragonblade class that we talked about earlier. Now, the free sample book here gives you enough information to play the class at lower levels, which is enough to get you through the included adventure. The Dragonblade is an intelligence-based fighter who uses their extensive knowledge about dragons to harness their power and defeat foes, with the ultimate goal of destroying all the avatar dragons threatening the land. They're able to summon red, blue, or white dragon spirits onto the battlefield, which provide them with a wide range of abilities that grow in scope as they level up. They can also choose from a variety of dragon powers to develop. It looks like there are 56 total powers to choose from, plus 7 for each type of dragon spirit. And each power is related to either the dragon's wing, scale, or claw. When you use each power, you can mark off its type or its symbol. And when you've used 2 different symbols, let's say claw and scale, the next power you use, if it's the 3rd symbol, in this case the wing, will be enhanced, an ultimate power as they call it. But if you end up repeating a type of power, you have to start over. So there's a lot of strategy about which powers to take and when to use them. The sample book details 7 level 1 draconic powers for you to play with. You can check them out for yourself, obviously, but let me describe just one. Force Wave is a claw power. You make a standard weapon attack, and even on a miss, the spirit, the dragon spirit, creates a force wave that hits all targets up to 15 feet from the spirit, dealing damage and knocking them prone. The ultimate version does more damage and increases the range of the attack. There's a lot more to the Dragonblade class that you can check out in the free player's guide. The other new class in the free sample is the Madwalker. In this world, the barriers between the planes have become thin and permeable. And there's a new plane called the Penumbral Plane, which is often accessed by those in the know to travel quickly between 2 points, kind of like the drift in Starfinder. But this plane also contains nightmares, something like this fella here. The Madwalkers have a special connection to the Penumbral Plane and have developed certain abilities from it, some of them rather horrifying. They are a dex-based class that can mutate their bodies in a variety of colorful ways, but this constant change to their being can lead to increasingly severe forms of insanity. This insanity can have a variety of gameplay and role-playing effects, such as lowering your AC, your attacks, and your saving throws. But if you ever max out your insanity, you completely and temporarily transform into what's known as a penumbral shape. There are quite a few to choose from, and they're based on various emotions and sins like envy, disgust, and gluttony. By the way, did I mention that the art in this book is outstanding? There's a lot more to the class that I'll leave you to discover. Very quickly, the 2 new subclasses in the free sample include the Lost Magic Researcher Wizard and the Courage Domain Cleric. In this world, the golden age of the arcane has long since passed, and much of the arcane knowledge that was accumulated has been lost. The Lost Magic Researcher focuses on rediscovering these ancient ways. They can double their proficiency modifier when making arcana checks and can use their knowledge to boost their regular spells in a number of ways, increasing its potency, its area of effect, or its efficacy. The full subclass in the final book will have a number of other abilities at higher levels. The Courage Domain Cleric comes with a number of so-called courage points, which they can use to help allies reroll failed saves to deal more damage or to gain temporary hit points. Their Channel Divinity ability also can be used to boost allies, such as by increasing their AC, their attack rolls, their damage rolls, and their saving throws. And the free sample book gives you a bunch of new spells, especially for your Lost Magic Researcher Wizard and your Courage Domain Cleric. The sample book also gives you a new race, the Taii'Maku, a civilization centered around the arena. They have white eyes, no ears, no hair, bronze skin, and 6 fingers on each hand. Finally, the book provides you with 4 complete 3rd-level character sheets to help your players jump right into the included adventure. As you might guess, you get a human Dragonblade, a human Madwalker, a High Elf School of Lost Magic Wizard, and a Taii'Maku Courage Domain Cleric. Now, the book I don't want to tell you too much about is the included adventure, which has 3 full acts that should give you and your players a pretty good taste of the Tanares game. They'll have to develop a team and determine their allegiances by meeting with representatives from various factions. They'll even have to solve a murder and present their evidence in court. And, as you might suspect in this world, they'll probably end up in the arena at some point. As written, I can see this adventure taking maybe 10 to 15 hours to get through, though they do give you instructions for how to shorten it if you want to finish it in a regular session or 2. There's a ton of flavor presented here too. There are plaques that you can show your players to help them learn more about the world, fancy in-world documents to enhance their game, instructions on how to design their own team flag, an NPC list, new magic items, a bestiary, and more. Finally, the free sample includes a detailed world map and some printable, gridded maps that you can use for the included adventure. And that's basically what you can expect in the free sample. I honestly don't have too much more information on what to expect in the actual Kickstarter. I know they have additional classes like the Elementalist, who is a wisdom-based caster, and the Redeemer, a charisma-based healer. They're going to have things like a DM screen and lots of minis. Their last campaign had a ton of minis and dozens of stretch goals. So I fully expect Tanares to be one of the biggest 5e Kickstarters of the year. I told them here at the Gallant Goblin, minis reign supreme, so they did send me some early renders for a couple of the minis they'll feature in the campaign, including a Dragonblade, a Madwalker, and a Redeemer. They'll also be bringing back some of their Dragon minis from Arena, and I'm sure there will be a ton more. But the main stars of the Kickstarter show will be the 3-book set, the Tanares Source Book, Player's Guide, and the Adventure Book, which currently is planned for levels 3 to 12. So hopefully, this got you as excited as I am for the Tanares Kickstarter. It's not launching until later in the summer, sometime around August, but if you follow us on social media, we'll let you know. You can also sign up on their website to be notified when it goes live, and you'll want to get in there on day 1 to secure that free Gold Dragon Mini. But for now, go check out the free sample package. We have the link down below. See if this setting, this art style, and this gameplay style fits your group, and let me know what you think. I'm pretty stoked to see how they develop the system and how big this Kickstarter gets. I don't have much more info than what I shared with you today and what's in the free sample, but if you do have any questions, feel free to leave them for me down below and I'll try to get some answers for you. I know I'll be there on day 1 of the Kickstarter, so maybe I'll see you there as well. Thank you for watching today. If you're new around here, we here at the Gallant Goblin review miniatures, terrain, accessories, and books related to tabletop RPGs like D&D, Pathfinder, and Starfinder. If you'd like to know more about what we do, hit the little subscribe button in the corner of the video, tap the little bell icon to be notified when we launch new videos, and click the little thumbs up button if you found this particular video enjoyable and informative. That'll help other people find it. You can also find us on Reddit, Discord, Twitch, Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. For now, stay safe, have fun, love each other, and I'll see you next time at the Gallant Goblin.